Hey guys, MTF Photography here, and today we're doing something special. We're going to be doing the 20mm f1.8 G lens from Sony. A review like you've never seen before. Stay tuned guys, looking forward to it. So as you guys know, I'm Femi Theo. I'm a photographer, New York City. It's been a while. Sorry for putting you off for so long. I've been missing, doing school stuff, yada yada yada. My specialty in photography is mostly real estate, architectural, nature, wildlife, and macro. I do a lot of stuff, although those are my favorites. So where does this lens fall in all of those categories? Really, some and none. It's great for landscapes, it's great for astro, it's great for video work, it's great for gimbal work, it's great for real estate work. We're gonna get into that and more, but first the specs. The Sony 20mm f1.8 is a wide-angle prime G lens with a 94-degree field of view. It has 9 circular aperture blades, 14 glass elements in 12 groups, a minimum aperture of f22 to a max of f1.8, a 67mm filter diameter, a minimum focus distance of 0.63 feet or 0.19 meters in autofocus, but if you use manual focus, you get a little extra reach at 0.59 feet or 0.18 meters. There is no optical steady shot. It stands tall at 84.7 millimeters in height, 73.5 millimeters in width. It's 13.2 ounces or 373 grams for our metric folks out there, and it's built with weather sealing. Now, as you can see, pretty good specs overall. But how can we talk about the image quality? Well, if we look at the MTF charts, you can see that it does taper off at f1.8. Another YouTuber called The Art of Photography pointed out that the plane of focus is W-shaped using a Photoshop app. If we were to look at the MTF chart, we could see that this observation is perfectly reflected there. As you see, it tapers off and then goes up again at the edge. If you were to invert this chart, put it side by side with the original chart, you would see the perfect plane of focus that the MTF chart is able to illustrate. So yes, there is a W plane of focus, and we could observe it using the chart. Thank you to The Art of Photography for pointing it out, and thank you to The Art of Photography for making it physically visible for us to see. Now, on to the pros and cons. Let's start off with the pros. We got weather sealing. It's lightweight, easy to travel with. It's sharp and fast. It's native lens, which means it has better autofocus. It's the best wide-angle lens for gimbal work, and the video autofocus is perfectly silent thanks to those XQD motors that Sony likes using. Let's move on to the cons though, because it's not all rainbows. It is somewhat expensive for a prime lens. At $1,000 after taxes, you're going to feel the burning hole in your pocket, thinking, if I spent a little bit more, I could have gotten a G Master lens, or better yet, a G Master lens that's a zoom. The next con. It's a G, but not a G Master lens, meaning it's the middle of the road in terms of Sony lens lineup. Not the best, not the worst.
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Too low depth niggas, so we're crazy.
Another con is there's no optical steady shot, which for wide angle isn't even hugely noticeable, especially if you're using a gimbal, which I'll be showing sample footage of later on in the video. Another con is the W distortion we mentioned earlier, which isn't great for panoramas. For those of you wondering what's the purpose of panoramas, if you want a super high megapixel photo, there you have it. You make a panorama. The lens's best applications are for travel, gimbal work, food and vlog stuff. You also have some cinematography applications with the clickless aperture ring on the outside of it. You also have astrophotography, and it's pretty discreet because of its color, size, and shape. Not to mention the benefits of using this on a crop body or cropping it within your camera. The sharpness that tapers off at the edges, completely eliminated when you crop in. Not only that, your 20mm lens becomes a 35mm lens, making it a very versatile lens for many different forms of photography, especially food, street photography, environmental portraits, you name it. As for me, this lens is most useful for my video work, it's going to be most useful for my real estate work, and it's going to be extremely useful for my landscape work. To me, this lens checks off too many boxes for me to not keep it. And so, I'm happy to announce, I'm fucking keeping it. That being said, if I were to rate this lens, I would give it 8 happy gimbals with non-broken backs out of 10. meaning it's pretty damn good. Not the best, but pretty damn good. Really though, if you wanted to be over 9, you would have to check off so many other boxes. Like you would have to, like for example, comparing it to other lenses, this is the, not even close, but the Sony G Master 100 to 400 millimeter lens. The sharpness on this is phenomenal. Like the best I've ever seen out of any lens. Moving on, we have the Sigma 15 millimeter lens in f mount. This is not for Sony cameras. This is for f mount, which is Nikon. I used to have a Nikon camera, if you guys used to remember. I moved on to Sony, but I do have it just because it is a nice wide angle lens to have, and it is the widest angle I'm able to adapt. If we were to compare the sizes from my 3 smallest lenses, you could see the 20 millimeter sits just between the Sigma 15 millimeter and my smallest lens, the Samyang 45 millimeter f1.8. This lens right here is worth more than this and this lens combined. So it's good, but depending on how many boxes you need to fill, it may not be your best choice. It is expensive. That is really the biggest con of this lens. And I do have a video of the rear floating element making me a little bit uneasy. I don't know about you guys, but moving glass makes me a little bit nervous, but I'm just a gear freak. You may not feel the same way. And I'm sure Sony made sure this isn't going to be a problem anyway, but it still makes me a little bit uneasy. But yeah, that's the video, guys. Thank you for watching, especially after I've been absent for so long. I appreciate you being here. And I'm going to be doing reviews of all these lenses behind me, so please do stick around for that. Subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks again. And be sure to get out there to take some photos. See you there. Maybe not.